Have you ever wondered what could be hiding in plain sight, just waiting for someone to come to its rescue? Imagine finding an animal in desperate need of help, in a place you never thought it could be. This is the story of a tiny kitten, helpless and in grave danger. But what the vet pulled out of its nose shocked everyone and saved its life. One fateful morning, a team of compassionate vets was called in to help a tiny kitten that had somehow found itself in a perilous situation. But they never expected what they would discover. As the vet carefully examined the kitten, something unusual caught their eye, a sign of distress. But what could it be? The clock was ticking, and the rescue was just about to begin. When the tiny kitten was first brought into the clinic, the vet assumed it had just a common cold or maybe a simple infection. But as she began her examination, something felt off. It wasn't just a regular nasal issue. There was something inside the kitten's nose, blocking its airway. But what could it be? Could this poor little kitten have accidentally gotten itself into something dangerous? At first, the team thought it was a simple case of congestion, until they saw what the vet was about to pull out. It was nothing like they expected. How did this tiny kitten end up with such a strange obstruction? Was it playing outside, or did it wander too far from its home? Why was it in such a dangerous position, struggling to breathe? Each moment felt like it could be its last, but there was still a chance for survival. What could be inside, and how could they possibly save it in time? As the vet carefully examined the kitten, it became clear that the situation was much worse than anyone had anticipated. The little one was struggling to breathe, its tiny chest heaving with each shallow gasp. The vet's hands trembled as she gently held the kitten, knowing that any wrong move could cause more harm. She carefully prepared to extract whatever was lodged inside its nose, her heart racing with urgency. But as the vet reached in with the tiny instrument, she met resistance. The blockage was deep, much deeper than expected, and the kitten began to squirm, frightened by the discomfort. Its tiny paws scratched at the air, and its eyes filled with fear. The vet's assistant held the kitten steady, offering gentle words of reassurance. But inside, both of them were nervous. Time was running out. Would they be able to help this little life? With a deep breath, the vet pressed forward, her hands steady as she carefully maneuvered the tool deeper. The kitten whimpered, its tiny body tensing, but then, snap, the obstruction was pulled out, and the kitten took in its first deep breath in what felt like forever. The team let out a collective sigh of relief. The kitten's once panic-stricken eyes began to soften, as if understanding that it was safe at last. After what felt like an eternity, the vet finally removed the blockage from the kitten's nose. The tiny animal gasped for air, its body still trembling with fear, but it was alive. The tension in the room broke, and everyone exhaled in unison, their faces lighting up with relief. It was a moment of triumph. This fragile little life had been saved. The kitten's eyes slowly opened wider, no longer clouded with panic. It took its first deep, steady breath, and for the first time since the rescue, it began to purr softly. The sound was weak at first, but it grew stronger with every passing moment. The vet stroked its fur gently, and the kitten, though still exhausted, nestled into her hands, trusting once again. Once the kitten was cleaned and given warm food, it curled up in a soft bed, exhausted but content. Its breathing was steady, its little body no longer struggling. The vet smiled, knowing she had given this kitten a second chance at life. A life full of warmth, safety, and love. This tiny creature, once lost and vulnerable, was now on its way to a bright future, and its journey had only just begun. What would you have done if you were the vet in this story? Share this heartwarming rescue and help spread the message of compassion and kindness. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible animal rescue stories.